Good morning. So for today's practice, we're going to do a little end of year reflection. Sort of reflecting on where we've been, where we're at, how we got here, what we're grateful for from 2020. And so let's just begin by coming into a comfortable seated position to do that. So any seated position that works for you is fine with me, whether you're on the floor or on a chair. And just allow your eyes to close as you sit. And fidget your way into a comfortable position. Stack your head over top of your rib cage and your pelvis so that your spine's on a vertical. Bring awareness into your thighs and just encourage your thighs to relax as you exhale. Let your legs feel heavy. And bring awareness to your neck and your shoulders. Soften the sides of your neck, allowing your shoulders to settle down away from your ears. Heavy shoulders, heavy arms. And take your attention to your breath and just feel your breath moving in and out. And imagine you could breathe directly in and out of your heart center. And flipping through your mental Rolodex, think of people that you are grateful for having in your life in 2020. And as you inhale, bring a person to mind. And exhale, offer back thanks and appreciation for them. Now turn your attention to some things you have in your life that you're thankful for. It could be technology, which I think saved us all in 2020. It might be your home, your clothing. Your yoga practice. As you inhale again, flipping through your mental Rolodex of things you have to be thankful for this year. As you exhale, offer back your thanks and appreciation for those things. bring your attention to a problem you encountered in 2020 that turned out to hold a gift. Exhale, thanks and appreciation for that. Complete another breath here. And allow your eyes to open. And let's come up off of our seats. And if it's comfortable for you, you could bring yourself into kneeling. If not, you could do this in standing or actually in any other seated position will be just fine. And again, just in celebration of the fullness of everything we have in our lives, we're going to inhale here and sweep the arms up. And when you hit the fullness of your inhalation, fold at the wrists so your palms face down and exhale. As you exhale, lowering your hands towards the floor. Good. Breathe in, filling your lungs. So when your lungs reach peak fullness, your arms are at peak position overhead. And flip your wrists, palms face down, and exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Flip your wrists and exhale. Let's do that one more time. After your hands land by your sides here, go ahead and lace your fingers up. Turn your palms out so they're facing forward and reach your arms up into the air. I'm just going to do a warm-up for the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. So here, bend your elbows, bringing your hands down behind your head, and then press your arms back up. And we'll do a couple of pumps here. And you can coordinate that movement with your breath if you like. And as you straighten your arms up the next time, you're going to draw a circle behind your head with your arms to the best of your ability. Good. And then circle in the other direction. And as you take your arms up overhead this next time, release your hands, bring your arms back down by your sides. And we're going to take a child's pose. Now you can move towards the back of your mat. So your toes are near the back edge, fold forward. Take your hands down by your feet. And as you breathe in here, sweep your arms up, coming into standing on your knees. And as you exhale, fold back into child's pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up and lift up. And exhale, fold. And so reaching your peak position here at the peak of your inhalation. And as you fold into child's pose this time, pause there. Reach your arms to the top of your mat and pull yourself into a modified plank position. And on an exhalation, slowly lower down to the ground. On an inhalation, roll your shoulders back, coming into a low cobra. And then exhale, push yourself back into child's pose. As you inhale, sweep your arms up, lift your chest up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pull yourself forward into a modified plank. On your exhale, slow lower down. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, push back into child's pose. And one more time, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pull yourself to a modified plank. And exhale, slow lower down. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. And exhale, sit back on your heels. From here, bring yourself up onto all fours. And take your arms and walk your arms out in front of you, keeping your thighs on a vertical, thighs straight up and down, coming into a puppy pose. So it's like your upper body is doing a downward facing dog, right? Arms long and strong. Your ears in line with your upper arms. And breathe deeply here, breathing into the sides of your rib cage. Take another breath and walk your hands back, bringing yourself onto all fours, tabletop position. And as you exhale here, round your back, coming into a cat shape. Inhale and arch your back, coming into cow. Continue to move back and forth with your breath, rounding on your out breath and arching on your in breath. And after rounding this next time, come into a neutral spine, a tabletop spine. Just take your left leg straight out to the side, flattening your foot out. And then walk your arms forward into a puppy position again. You're pressing down into the ground with your palms, arms long and strong and straight. That left leg straight. And fill the sides of your rib cage with your breath. And take another breath there, then walk your hands back, bringing your upper body into a tabletop, and take your left leg back here as well. Switching sides, take your right leg straight out to the side. And then walk your arms forward, coming back into puppy position in your upper body. Fill your side ribs with your breath. And back onto all fours. Walk your hands forward, tuck your toes under, come into a downward facing dog. And from your down dog, rock forward into a plank position. Exhale, hips up in downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Keep moving back and forth with your breath. And as you press back into down dog here this time, hold there. You're taking a full body stretch. Press your palms down into the floor and find that length in your arms. Lift your tail up to the ceiling, finding space in your torso. Reach your heels down towards the ground, finding space in the backs of your legs. And then slowly bring your knees back down onto the mat. And from here, step your right foot forward in between your hands and come into a lunge, straightening your back leg. Good. And from lunge pose, walk your hands around to the left until you're facing the back side of your mat and doing a lunge over your left leg. So you're just going to turn around, walking your hands to the other side of your mat. That's it. Good. And we'll hold that for a moment. Stretch the knee forward and take your heel back. And then switch sides, walking your hands around to the right until you're lunging over your front leg again, facing forward. Good. Bring your back knee down onto the floor. And then take your arms up into the air here, coming into Anjaneyasana. And on an exhalation, bring your hands back down to the ground. Come back into lunge pose, straightening your back leg. And walk your hands around to the left until you're facing the back of your mat, back in your lunge. Good. Lower your back knee down. Take your arms up into the air. Anjaneyasana. On your next exhalation, bring your arms back down to the ground again. Come into lunge pose and then walk your hands around to the right. Coming into a lunge over your right leg facing forward. Now keep your left hand on the ground and turn both of your feet to the right. So the right arm reaches up into the air here in a modified version of side plank. Good. You can lift your hips way up. And then spin your feet back into lunge, bringing your right hand back down to the ground. And walk your hands around to the left. So you're lunging over your left leg. Keep your right hand on the floor. Send your left arm up into the air. And you can turn both feet to the left. Back in your modified side plank with a hip opening. So there's a bit of the flavor of pigeon pose going on in that left hip. And then spin your feet to face forward. Hand comes back to the ground. Walk your hands back around to the right. And stop when you're facing the wide side of your mat. And we're just going to lunge from side to side. Bend one leg and straighten the other. And go from side to side just like that. So in a moment, we're going to start moving through a variation of a moon salutation. So there'll be periods where we're not looking at each other, where you're facing away from me, and that's okay. Just follow the sound of my voice. And we've done everything pretty much that's in the moon salute, so you know the positions. So you just have to follow the sound of my voice. And as you bend your right leg the next time, keep it bent. Keep walking your hands around to the right until you're doing a lunge over that right leg, and then step forward. Let's take a big breath in and come into a flat back. And on an exhalation, fold into your legs. Inhale, lift into a flat back, like a tabletop spine, and exhale, fold. And one more time, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, circle your arms all the way up. On an exhalation here, bring your hands down to your heart. Breathing in, sweep your arms up and lace your fingers up here. You can point the index fingers up. And as you exhale, side bend to one side. Doesn't matter which, we're going to do both. Good, feeling all of this space that you've made on the longer side of your body. And then exhale back up and inhale over to the other side. Inhale, come back up. As you exhale, bring your hands to the back of your waist. And as you breathe in, squeeze your elbows together and lift your chest up, making space in the front of your body. On an exhalation, slide your hands down the backs of your legs and come into a forward fold. And inhale, take your right leg back and come into a lunge. Good. Keep your right hand on the ground and turn both feet to your left, raising your left arm into the air in your modified side plank. And then exhale, come back into forward lunge. Walk your hands around to the right and lunge from side to side, bending one leg and straightening the other. And as you bend your right leg the next time, keep it bent. Keep walking your hands around to the right until you're doing a lunge over your right leg. And then lower your back knee to the ground. Take a big breath in here, sweep your arms up. On an exhalation, bring your hands back down to the floor. Inhale, straighten your back leg. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, lift into a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Breathing in, sweep your arms up, lace your fingers up, and exhale, fold to one side. On an in-breath, come back up to the center. Exhale to the other side. On an inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, hands to your low back. And as you breathe in, lift your chest up. Exhale, slide your hands down the backs of your legs. Coming into a forward fold, and we're going to do the same side again. Inhale your right leg back. Keep your right hand on the floor and dial your feet to the left. Arms reach up into the air, rather left arm reaches up into the air, good. Into your modified side plank. Spin your feet back into forward lunge, left hand comes to the ground. Walk your hands around to the right and lunge from side to side. So you're facing the wide side of your mat. Okay, so now you're facing away from you. And as you bend your right leg the next time, keep it bent. Continue to walk your hands around to the right until you're doing a lunge facing the back of your mat. Lower your back knee to the floor. And on an inhalation, sweep your arms up and scoop your chest up. On an exhalation, hands come back to the ground. Good. Breathe in, straighten that back leg. And as you exhale, step forward. Inhale, come into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. That completes one circle. We're going to go the other way. On your next in-breath, sweep your arms up, place your hands up. And exhale, side bend, opening out your side seam. On an exhale, lift. Inhale to the other side. And exhale, lift. Inhale your hands to the back of your waist. And lift your chest, lift your heart. On an exhale, slide your hands down the back of your legs, coming into a forward fold. And inhale your left leg back, coming into lunge. Keep your left hand on the ground, spin your feet to the right, and sweep your right arm up. On an exhale, come back into forward lunge. And walk your hands around to the left, so you're facing the wide side of your mat, and just lunge from side to side here. As you bend your left leg the next time, keep walking around to the left. Lower your back knee to the floor. Take a big breath in and sweep your arms up in Anjaneyasana. On an exhale, fold. Inhale your back leg straight, lunge pose. Exhale, step forward. Breathe in, come up halfway. Breathe out, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good, last time. Breathe in, arms up, lace your hands up. Exhale, take a side bend. Inhale, come back to the center. And exhale to the other side. Breathe in, come back up. Exhale, hands to your low back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, slide your hands down the backs of your legs. As you breathe in, left leg goes back into lunge again. Keep your left hand on the floor, raise your right arm, and spin your feet to the right. As you exhale, come back into lunge pose. Walk your hands around to the left, so you're facing the wide side of your mat. And lunge from side to side, one leg bent, one leg straight. As you bend your left leg the next time, keep it bent. Keep walking your hands around to the left until you're doing your lunge facing the back of your mat. Lower your back knee to the ground. And take a big breath in, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. On an exhalation, bring hands to the ground. Inhale, straighten your back leg. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, come into a flat back. Exhale and fold. And inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. We're going to continue moving in a circle. Take a big step back with your right foot here. Back heel rests on the ground, and then send your arms up in a warrior one. And again, just feel your fullness take up lots of space with your body. Glide your left knee forward. Root your right heel down, finding length in that back leg. Lift up through your fingertips so the arms feel long. And lengthen your torso out by gently pulling your tail and the top of your head in opposite directions. And then straighten that front leg and place your hands on your low back or your sacrum and just tip forward over your front leg here. Coming to intense side body stretch, Parsvottanasana. Again, think long legs, reach down into the floor through your feet, your long spine. Keep an open chest. One more breath here. And bend your front leg and sweep your arms back up into Warrior One. From here, open out into Warrior Two, taking your arms straight out to the sides. And you can reorganize your feet here a little so it feels comfortable. Your torso turns and faces the wide side of your mat. Great, and then from here, bring your hands together in front of your chest and straighten your front leg. We'll tip into triangle pose. Tipping over your left leg, bring your left hand to rest somewhere on that left leg or on the floor. Then send your right arm straight up into the air, and you can turn your head and look up towards your right hand here if that feels comfortable. Take another breath here, and then lift yourself back up. Bring your hands together in front of your chest. Turn your feet so that they're both facing the wide side of your mat. And just swing your heels in and turn your toes out. And then sink down into a goddess squat or a sumo squat with wide legs. And as you breathe in here, sweep your arms up, straighten your legs. And you could come up onto your toes and have a balance moment. And as you exhale, sink back down into your squat. And inhale, sweep your arms up, straighten your legs out, up on the tiptoes if that feels okay. And exhale, glide back down into squat. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And inhale, straighten your legs. Turn your feet so that they're facing forward. And take a forward fold. So you can keep your hands on your hips or place your hands on the ground, or really any variation of this pose that you enjoy is fine. There's lots of different possibilities for your arms here. And find the fullness of your breath again. And take one more breath here, then place your hands on your hips and nice and slow, bring yourself all the way back up. Turn your left foot in, turn your right foot out. And tip back into triangle, tipping over your right leg, arms reach out to the sides. And you might turn your head and look up towards your left hand here. And from here, make your way into Warrior Two, sweeping your arms straight out to the sides, your right knee bends. Turn your head and look over your right hand. And from here, we'll come back into Warrior One. And again, you might need to shift your feet a little here. Turn your torso to face over your right leg and sweep both arms up into the air. And then again, find length in your back leg, length through your arms. Make space in your torso, pulling your tail and your crown in opposite directions. And now straighten your front leg and sweep your hands behind your back. Tip forward over your right leg, coming into intense side body stretch. Just focus on smooth, full, even, rhythmic breathing. Bend your front leg, and as you inhale, sweep your arms back up. And from here, we'll step right up to the top of the mat. You can sweep your arms down and step to the top. And we're going to complete that circle. Take a big step back with your right leg again. And inhale, arms up, Warrior One. And go ahead, straighten that front leg, hands behind your back, and tip forward into Parsvottanasana, intense side body stretch. Good, then bend that front leg and sweep your arms up again, warrior one. Open your arms up to the sides in warrior two, left arm forward, right arm back. Adjust your feet as you need to. Then bring hands together and straighten that front leg and tip into triangle, tipping over your left leg, arms reach apart. Turn your head and look up towards your right hand. Pull yourself back up into standing. Hands come together in front of your chest and turn both feet to face the wide side of your mat. Swing your heels in, toes turn out and come into your goddess squat. And as you inhale, sweep your arms up, maybe come up and stand on your toes. Exhale, slide back down into your squat. Inhale. And exhale into squat one more time. Inhale. And just set your feet down on the ground. Turn your toes to face the wide side of your mat and fold forward over your legs. Steady, even breathing. Take another breath here. Place your hands on your hips and take a big breath in. Come all the way back up. Turn your right foot out, so your right foot is looking towards the short end of your mat, and tip back into triangle. Right hand to right leg, left arm into the air. Good. Find lots of space in your legs, in your arms, and in your torso. And then come back into warrior two, bending your right leg, take your arms straight out to the sides. Look over your right hand. And then adjust your feet as needed to come back into warrior one. So your torso turns and faces over your right leg. Both arms sweep up into the air here. And get long from your back heel to your fingertips. And straighten your front leg, hands come to your low back, and fold forward, Parsvottanasana. Take another breath here, come back into warrior one. Good, bring hands to your heart and step to the top of your mat. Good, we're going to take the circle in the other direction one last time. Step back with your left leg. Sweep your arms up into warrior one. Straighten your front leg. Hands behind your back and fold into Parsvottanasana. Bend your front leg again. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Good. On an exhale, open out into warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. From here, let's tip into triangle. Straighten your front leg and place your right hand on your right leg, left arm up into the air. Turn your gaze down to the ground, and as you breathe in, come back up. Hands together in front of your chest. Turn both feet so they're facing the wide side of your mat, and swing your heels in towards each other. Sink down into your goddess squat. As you inhale, come on up onto your toes, sweeping your arms up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, straightening the legs up onto your toes. And one more time. Good. Set your heels down on the ground and turn your feet to face forward, and you can come into your forward fold here, hands to the floor. Right, your hands laced up behind your back or on your waist or any position you prefer. Take another breath here. Bring your hands to your hips and nice and slow, come all the way back up into standing. Turn your left foot out so it's facing the head of your mat. And come back into triangle pose. Arms reach straight out to the sides as you tip over your left leg. Good. And turn your gaze, look down at the ground. Come into warrior two. Left leg bent, arms straight out to the sides. And next we'll come into warrior one. Adjust your feet if you need to. Good. Torso turns and faces forward. Get long from your heel to your fingers. Go ahead and straighten that front leg. Take your hands to your low back and tip forward over your left leg, Parshvottanasana. Come back into warrior one. Front leg bends, sweep your arms up. And then step to the top of your mat, bringing hands to your heart. And we'll complete the circle. Left leg goes back again. Inhale, raise your arms, warrior one. Straighten your front leg, hands behind your back, fold into Parshvottanasana. Bend your front leg again and inhale your arms back up into warrior one. Exhale, open out into warrior two, arms straight out to the sides. Your torso turns and faces the wide side of your mat. And straighten your front leg and tip into a triangle. Left arm up, right hand to your leg. Come back into warrior two. And bring hands together in front of your chest, both legs straight. Turn your feet to face the wide side of your mat and just swing your heels in, turn your toes out. Come into your goddess squat. And inhale, rise. Exhale, squat. And inhale, rise. One more time. Good. Let your feet land flat on the floor. Turn your toes to face forward and fold. Folding over straight legs. Now your legs can be bent, certainly if that feels like a better option for you. Take another breath here, bring your hands back to your hips, and inhaling, come all the way up. Turn your left foot out, tip back into triangle pose, left hand to your left leg, right arm reaches up. From triangle, come into warrior two, left leg bent, arms straight up to the sides. And then sweep both arms forward and up, coming into warrior one. From here, straighten your front leg, hands to your low back, tip forward, Parshvottanasana. And bend your front leg again, swoop your arms up, warrior one. From here, hands to your heart and step to the top of your mat, mountain. Good. Take a big breath in here, sweep your arms up into the air. On an exhalation, fold forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, stretch your legs back into a plank. Exhale your hips up into downward facing dog. Let's just go back and forth a few times. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, hips up and down dog. As you press back into down dog this next time, lower your knees down onto the ground. Sit back on your heels in child's pose. Sense yourself breathing. Push your torso upright, coming into a seated position, and swing your legs out in front of you. And from here, we'll come and lie down on our backs. As you breathe in here, lift your hips up into the air and swing your arms all the way up and over. And on your exhalation, come back down to the ground. Inhale, lift your hips and raise your arms. And exhale, slowly lower down. Let's do that one more time. And as you come down to the ground this time, stay there. Bring your knees up towards your chest, take your arms straight out to the sides, turn your palms down on the floor, and inhale your knees down to the right. Exhale and back up to the center. Inhale your knees down to your left. Exhale and back up to the center. Okay, keep moving with your breath. And as knees come up this next time, set your feet down on the ground. Place your left ankle on top of your right thigh, and let's come into a reclining pigeon or figure four shape. You can scoop your right leg up into your hands. And just gently rock from side to side. Right, or if you prefer to hold it still, hold it still. And steady, even breathing. Take another breath or two on this side, and then let your right leg go and switch sides. Left foot to the floor, right ankle on your left thigh. Scoop your left leg up. And you can either park yourself in a static position or rock a little from side to side. Complete another breath or two here, and then let your legs go. Bring your feet down to the ground, and we'll begin setting up for Shavasana. Now, if there's some other posture or movement that you need to do to balance your body out so that you can relax in Shavasana, then take the time to do whatever that is now. If you're ready to head straight to Shavasana, then you can begin setting yourself up. Take a few moments to just fidget your way into the most comfortable expression of Shavasana that's available to you today. And let your attention settle on your breath. And just like our year has a cycle, our breath has a cycle. It's a beginning, middle, and an end. An inhalation, followed by a pause, followed by an exhalation, that's followed by another pause. And then the next cycle begins. In the spirit of honoring the endings, as you come to the end of your cycle of breath, you land in that pause at the end of your exhalation. Allow yourself to pause there for just a beat or two, for just as long as it's comfortable. And as soon as you feel the urge to take your next breath, follow that urge and let the next cycle start. And then drop into the pause at the end of your exhalation. Noting the end of each cycle of breath. We'll be here for another couple of breaths. And allow your attention to lift. Prepare yourself to start moving. And begin your transition out of Shavasana with some stretching, some movement. And when you're ready, turn to one side and find your way up into a comfortable seated position. Thanks so much for joining me for your practice this morning. Namaste.